Hey Mama friends, thank you so much for joining us tonight on our Celebrating Moms party. I appreciate you, and I know all of our consultants appreciate you for taking time tonight to join us as we take a look at what it's like to be a mom. Tonight we're going to share some fun books with you, we're going to share some fun mom hacks with you, and we're going to just share life that is mom, right? Some of the posts that have been leading up to this party have been hilarious because we've all been there. So make sure you take a look back at those if you haven't already, and comment and just participate in the party. Have fun. I wish we could all be in the same room, but since we can't, we're going to do this via computer, and we're just going to enjoy each other's company online. So make sure you go back to that participation post so that you can see how you're going to rack up those party points to win the free books at the end of our party. Tonight we're going to be partying for about 40 minutes, and then we'll wrap up our party tomorrow night, so you'll have a chance to go back and look through too. I know some of us are on Mountain Time, and it's a little bit earlier, and some of us are on East Coast time, and it's a little bit later there. So even if you have to check in tomorrow, please do. The most important thing tonight is to just have fun doing it. That's what we're here for. So as we get started tonight, I wanted to take a look at some of our books. I know that when you think of Usborne Books and More, you automatically assume children's books, right? But there are some books in our catalog that are actually awesome for us mamas too. So I'm going to highlight some of those tonight, just in case you haven't seen these in our collection. The first one is called What a Wonderful Word. And this book is a book with a collection of untranslatable words from around the world. And I picked a couple. This is a great coffee table book. This is one that we have out in our house. And I picked a couple of these words as ones that you may have heard or may not have heard before. This one is called Verschlimmbesserung. Yes, that's how you say it. And I know this because there's a pronunciation key in the back. How handy is that? Verschlimmbesserung is a German word, and it means a supposed improvement that makes things worse. And there's a little bit more about that word on this page, so you can read the details. And despite the occasional questionable improvement, Germans have also invented a lot of pretty amazing things, like aspirin, the car, Christmas trees, the helicopter, and x-rays, to name a few. A word that my kiddos think is pretty funny is paronkissima. Yeah, and that's Finnish for the distance a reindeer can walk before needing to use the bathroom. Did any of you know that? You might love What a Wonderful Word. Another interesting book is 100 Things to Know About History, and there are just all sorts of details in here that actually make you think and make you it's good information in your head. I was looking at this one. I thought this one was interesting. Tulip bulbs used to cost more than mansions. In the early 17th century, tulips were new to Europe and very rare. Meanwhile, the United Provinces, now called the Netherlands, had become the richest country in Europe. With more cash to splash, the Dutch began buying tulip bulbs, and the prices began to rise. This was the start of tulip mania. And in here, it compares it to, at different times during tulip mania, one bulb cost the same as 34 barrels of ale, 454 kilograms of cheese, 12 fat sheep, the cost of feeding a crew on a ship for a year, one extravagant mansion with coach house. So as I was buying my bulbs this spring, or buying my flowers this spring, I was thinking, whoa, maybe that's not so bad. So 100 Things to Know About History might be a fun book just for you too. Now this is a book that you won't see in our catalog. It's called Life in Colors. And this is a book that we have been studying as consultants as we learn more about ourselves, more about being able to provide good customer service, but also more about our kids and more about our husbands. This one was a huge game changer to me because I found out through this book that my color is orange. I'm outgoing. I'm kind of loud sometimes. I like to do fun things. And I found out that my husband's color was green, not so much orange at all. And I didn't need this book to tell me that he and I were very, very different, but I did need this book to tell me, whoa, orange girl, slow down a little bit. It's not always all about you. So if you're interested in learning more about your colors and your personality and how that affects the people in your life, you might talk to your consultant about this book called Life in Colors. We also have awesome things like this jigsaw puzzle. And yes, this is marketed to kids. It's the Atlas and Jigsaw Puzzle of the World, complete with a book. But guess what? I love puzzles. And a 300-piece puzzle, perfect. I can put that one together quick, and I did, while the kids were at school. How about these? Fortune tellers. Yes, these are hot hits at book fairs. But don't you remember doing these as a kid? Why not try these? Whip these out at your next wine party and see what happens. We also have coloring books because who doesn't love a little relaxation time and just some color time? Our books, I think, are fun because they have just brilliant pictures. They also give you, if you're interested in, some designs to take a look at and some color choices to start with, but just a good relaxing thing to do. Now, those are some fun books for us as women, as adults, that we might like to do on our own. But I'm going to give you one more mom hack here because summer is coming and you're going to need those books because I don't know about you, but sometimes, just sometimes, you might want that quiet time to yourself and you might want just a minute of downtime to just think. So along come Usborne's activity books. These are books that will keep your kids learning and growing and sometimes even quiet through the summer. This one is our new Under the Sea activity book. It's a white clean book. All of the pages are going to have bright illustrations and activities, different ones on every page for kids to think and learn and do. We also have my first big book of drawing, doodling, and coloring. I love the size of these books because there are so many things to keep kiddos active and engaged with. Now we also have the brand new Bear Grylls series. There's 6 books in this activity series. This one is the Reptiles and Amphibians coloring book for a little bit older kiddos. Very detailed. And it will give you all sorts of information about these animals. For example, this one about the snapping turtle says, Bear says, alligator snapping turtles have a tongue that looks like a small pink worm. They use this as a lure to catch fish. And then it talks about their habitat, their diet, their size, and much more. So much information inside these. The Pilot Academy. We have a whole series of these academy books. This one is the excuse me, the Pilot Academy, and it comes with stickers, a poster, and even a press-out model. Are you ready for the challenge? Inside here, it's going to give you all sorts of information on what it's like to be a pilot, a helicopter pilot, an airplane pilot, or a jet pilot. It also has the pilot's kit inside, and I'm going to show you just a few of these pages. This one is Search and Rescue, Saving Lives. There's even a page in here that talks about reflexes and gives you an example of dropping a penny and talks about how pilots go through training to make sure that they're ready to fly a plane. So this is the Pilot Academy. We also have the Architect Academy, the Coder Academy, the Doctor Academy, and a couple others that your kiddos might like. And last but not least, how about the Press Out Paper Farm? This book is going to have lots of pieces in it to make a farm. There is a page in the front where you can set out and have your farm scenes set on. And then each of these pages has detailed picture pieces that you pop out and put together and slot together. What I love about these is that they're laminate. They're going to be pieces that will last and pieces that will actually stand up to create a farm scene. So those are some books for you, mamas. Those are some books for your kiddos to help save your sanity this summer as you are enjoying lots of time with your kiddos. If you have other questions on those, make sure you talk to your consultant because we have about 2,000 titles in our catalog. I'm sure you can find some that would be perfect for your kiddos.